The removal of Armstrong High School's longtime principal at the end of the school year comes as a big surprise to some students and staff members. The move will happen a year before David Dahl planned to retire. Now a student-led effort is underway to help keep the principal in his position.
We're up to 3,000 people and counting still, which is really amazing in like 36 hours just to see so many people, such as teachers, alumni, and students and parents of students just come together in that effort to help him save his position.
Armstrong High School seniors Cassie Davis and Lauren Cawley launched a petition drive on change.org in support of Dahl. They also started a Facebook group with a similar mission. Monday night, the girls were part of a group that showed up at a Robbinsdale school board meeting to protest the district's decision to reassign Dahl to the role of principal on special assignment.
Hopefully, with the amount of people that have been in our support group that we've also created on Facebook, as well as the other events that we've both created, to raise that awareness and make change that way, and hopefully keep him in that position for like the last year that he's here, because we just think that it's unjust to do that when he was going to retire next year anyway.
The girls also said they're thinking about organizing a walkout. Dahl has been Armstrong's principal since 2002. The district says a national search will take place to help fill that position. A Golden Valley woman learned her punishment this week after she pleaded guilty to one count of third-degree murder. Authorities say Sarah Doppler sold a powerful combination of illegal opioids that led to a Minnetonka man's overdose death. According to court records, the victim thought he was buying the painkiller Percocet. A judge sentenced Doppler to a year in the Hennepin County workhouse and 5 years supervised probation. Golden Valley-based Tennant company plans to move its headquarters and about 500 of its employees to Eden Prairie. Tennant has called Golden Valley home since 1957. The move to an existing building in Eden Prairie is expected to happen next year. Tennant is a global leader in making industrial cleaning equipment. Despite the move, the company will continue to have a robust presence in Golden Valley. Tennant will maintain its manufacturing and engineering campus in the city, with nearly 700 of its employees remaining in Golden Valley. Expected to see changes coming to the Maple Grove rest stop area as part of the Interstate 94 improvement project. MnDOT plans to significantly expand the Maple Grove rest area by adding 12 semi-tractor trailer stalls, a roughly 40% increase. MnDOT says there's a need for more spaces for truckers in the Twin Cities area. The Maple Grove City Council had to give final approval to the I-94 project at this week's City Council meeting, but the mayor expressed concern over the rest area expansion because of security reasons.
My preference would be to see it go away, but if it isn't going to go away, I want to make sure that we have enough security out there so that it makes it easier for law enforcement to deal with the problems out there.
MnDOT plans to install security cameras as part of the expansion. Construction begins this summer on the project, which will include adding lanes on I-94 and building noise walls. It is Ash Wednesday, and a Maple Grove church is continuing its tradition of offering drive-thru ashes. You might think people would be skeptical about getting ashes at a drive-thru service, but Pastor Christine Childs says it's often a meaningful moment.
You know what I get? I get tears. Yeah, because in our conversation, it's about connecting to each other and with the Lord.
Childs says people drive through for ashes almost on a whim when they see the signs, and sometimes they stick around. In fact, one person joined the church after dropping by for ashes a few years back, and now she's the assistant pastor. If you follow Cooper High School athletics, you might have heard the name Nathan Welle before. He's a top swimmer for the school, but that's not all he's standing out for at Cooper High School. He's today's standout student.
Students are still getting down to business during the last few minutes of physics class. It's a serious subject, but teacher Ann Johnson says senior Nathan Welle makes the class fun.
It is very true that students that are usually the class clown are the ones that are getting C's. And with Nathan, that's not true.
Nathan is a strong academic student taking international baccalaureate classes. Teachers say he's known for his strong work ethic. That drive is certainly apparent in the water, too, as he soars on the Cooper Hawks swim team, leaving smashed school records in his wake.
I feel like the harder that you work, the higher the reward is in the end.
Nathan has been swimming year-round since he was 9.
Have that discipline of hard work, both in and out of the pool, and able to deal with it in many different ways.
Out of the pool, he's also part of the concert choir, finding accomplishment in knowing how to blend in and when to stand out.
It's fun to be able to do such a fun activity with people that you're so close with, and obviously you get really good vocal cords from it as well, and it's just a lot of fun.
Nathan might be dedicated and driven, but his teacher says he doesn't soar alone. Instead, he's always striving to lift up those around him.
He's just been like the bright light, being able to really just make you feel like, you know, hey, this is really comfortable. You know, I enjoy being here.
Nathan plans to go to college and someday work in accounting. He finished his high school career strong during the state boys swimming and diving meet. He broke his own school record in the 200-yard individual medley and wound up finishing 9th overall in the state. At Cooper High School Tuesday night, the 9th annual Empty Bowls fundraiser took place. Students and community artists made and painted more than 800 clay bowls to be sold, which helps raise money for 2 local food shelves.
Everything is donated. Make a donation to the cause. Have a soup and bread meal. Be entertained. Take home a bowl to remember hunger.
The event raised $20,000.
Tonight, a total of 5 area girls basketball teams in 3 sections are playing for spots in next week's state tournament, including Wayzata in Section 6-4A. Here's John Jacobson with more on the Trojans.
You can say practice makes perfect or third time's a charm, but cliches won't get it done for the Trojans against unbeaten Hopkins Thursday. They just need to play better. A 3-point game at the Lindbergh Center for Wayzata on February 1st marked the Trojans' first loss of the season. 3 weeks later, Hopkins won by 21 points.
I think it just starts with our turnovers. Myself, to begin with, I just got sped up and didn't take care of the ball like I usually do. And in general, as a team, I think we had a lot of unnecessary forced turnovers. So if we can clean that up, I think we'll be put in a better chance to get the outcome that we want.
The first game was a really great matchup. The second game we didn't play as well, but we still have confidence in ourselves. Like, second game we didn't play well, but we just need to learn from that and like keep growing every day.
It doesn't take a perfect game by either team to win, but it takes great effort and it takes pretty good solid fundamentals and execution.
Most expect Thursday's rematch to be more like Game 1. The Trojans are excited for a big crowd at Hopkins and a charged atmosphere.
Pretty much like everyone is like, oh, I'm going to be there. Like people I don't even know are like, I'm so excited for your game. So I think it should be a really fun atmosphere.
It's number 1 versus number 2 in the state in Class 4A, and only one can go to state. There's nothing the players or coaches can do about that.
I kind of think like if it wasn't like this would be a state championship game. These are 2 really good teams going against each other. It's unfortunate that it's that way, but that's how it is. So that's what we got to deal with.
It's a good talking point for a lot of other people, but you know, it is what it is, like you said, and we'll compete and see what happens.
Tip-off between the Trojans and Royals is set for 7 o'clock Thursday night. By Region 6 rules, we are not allowed to televise that game live, but you can see it here on CCX Thursday night at 10. The Cooper girls won the state Class 3A title last season. The Hawks have overcome a slow start to put themselves in position to get back to state. Coming off the first state appearance and first title in program history, the Cooper girls had a loaded non-conference schedule early this season. That resulted in a 1-5 start that could have derailed them.
Yeah, some of the losses we feel were good for us, so we can know, like, humble ourselves and know that, like, it's not the same, like, we're not going to win every game, and we have to know, like, come to every game thinking that the team's going to want to beat us and give it our best game.
I think this made us, like, way stronger because I think we actually needed these losses to be able to, like, bring it to reality that we really need to play harder, not to think, like, take everything so lightly.
Playing against the Hopkins, the top teams, it really helped our team and let us know, like, what kind of spot we were in, where are we against, like, those kind of top teams, and let us know what we need to work on.
Cooper rebounded from the tough start to carry a 19-8 record into the Section 6-3A final. They won the Metro West Conference title along the way. Thursday night, the Hawks face Waconia for the section title.
I learned that they're really good at shooting and that we have to get on shooters and pressure them up top because they can't really handle pressure as much.
They're really good at shooting threes and they're good at deflecting passes. So we've been having to work on, like, fake a pass to make it or getting out on the shooters and making sure that they don't get the threes off.
It's been a focus for the Hawks to have just as much hunger as they did last season. They know they'd love to get back to competing for another state title.
We know what the feeling is. We want to feel that again. We don't want to just say we've been there before. We don't really care if we go there again. We want to feel that feeling again. We want to have that another ring. We want to have another state title.
Cooper will try to take the first step toward a repeat in Thursday's section final. The Hawks and Waconia play Thursday night at 7 at Chanhassen High School. We'll have highlights of that game Friday here on CCX News, along with Hopkins, Wayzata, and Maple Grove, St. Michael, Albertville highlights. That's all for sports. More news in a moment.